Boom.
What is going, everyone? Jaden Fun with Four here. We're excited for today, and we're finally back with another top 100 video. The other one has not been uploaded quite yet. We're gonna be doing 50 to 41 today. And
Mm-hmm.
before we have that, we have some breaking news. The Yankees lose the World Series 4 games to 1 after blowing a 5-0 lead. I'm sorry, these fans. That what a way to choke that lead, and especially the biggest stage of the playoffs. And the thing is, you can blame Anthony Rizzo on that, Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, and the third baseman for the Yankees. You can blame them. That's all on them. Because with 2 outs, Mookie Betts grounded at first base. Rizzo and Cole didn't even communicate at all. This is the reason why you always go fast as you can, running down first base for a reason. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some other news. Sad news for Yankees fans. Garrett Cole opts out. Yankees can void by adding 36 million to the deal. So he had 4 years left on his contract. He decided to opt out. What the Yankees can do is they can avoid this by giving another 36 million a year, but I'm pretty sure Garrett Cole has to agree with this. But if I'm Garrett Cole, I'll just leave. I'll leave New York. I'll leave the Yankees and go to a different team. Now, who's gonna want him? Obviously, I don't. To be honest, I'm a Twins fan. I do
Quite
not
a.
want him here. He would not fit well in
Mm-hmm.
our pitching rotation because I think he will be pissed because to be honest, the Yankees could out of this, but the only team that I can think of him going to is the Cardinals. Could be one.
I
The
think Seattle would take him. Well, I,
Seattle
I
could
mean, I mean,
be
I feel like there's a lot of teams that would want him, but I mean, it's
Baltimore.
he's obviously like a very talented player, but the his salary is going to be quite a bit,
I'm
quite
going to say this.
quite a lot. So
These
that's
are the
that's
teams
where
I
it
think
gets
is
a
going to
little
get
tough.
them in the American League. It's going to be between Houston, Boston. You might as well put the Yankees in there. The National League, the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Padres, D-backs, and Dodgers. So he has more opportunity in the National League than the American League.
Hmm.
And I think Garrett Cole number is up. He's back to his picture days. He's not that good, to be honest with you. He's really
You
not
don't think
that
so?
he's not that effective. He,
Okay, interesting.
he's not consistently good.
I see.
Remember, he always started the season very bad and does well in the second half. I mean, yes, you can say for that for a lot of pitchers, but things about
Yeah.
like Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer, DeGrom, they're consistently good.
Hmm.
All right, so we're gonna start this video with number 41. Wait, no, no, wait, sorry, wait, no, wait, yeah, we're 40, we're 40 with good old Johnny Bench. And
Oh, okay. There we go.
um, Johnny Bench, very good catcher.
Hmm.
Nationally, I think with the Cardinals, I believe,
Yep. Yep.
and they were comparing to another catcher in the American League at the time. Well, now during Johnny Bench's playing though, but during Monday baseball, Joe Mauer was they were comparing him. They were comparing Joe Mauer to Johnny Bench.
Hmm. Remember those
That's at
days?
number 40.
All right. My number 40, one of the best contact hitters, or arguably the best contact hitter, in MLB history, that being Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer, 15-time All-Star,
Mr.
five-time
Padre.
Gold Glove, eight-time. Indeed, indeed. 8-time batting title. Really kind of the definition of, just kind of hitting singles, getting on base. Didn't walk a whole lot, but he didn't strike out really ever. So I think that's really valuable, to really, give your team a chance to win or to just even
Yep.
get on base or move a runner. And it's looking at his stats, I mean, obviously, like not hitting home runs isn't good, but I think everything else that he did really made up for that, like and more.
Good.
He's definitely someone that I think today, like a lot of teams would want and really value, like having that type of hitter or that player, at the stop or that the
Mhm.
at the like top of your lineup, someone who can get on base or maybe in one or two spot in your lineup, really move a runner, get on base, really provide some energy and momentum, like
Mhm.
for a rally with
Yeah.
that. Career Padre, he played 20 seasons and was fairly effective in all of them. So because of all of that, he lands on the list, number 40.
Well, you're going to be shocked as well. Popeye's number 39 is Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn.
Here we go.
So very close as well. This guy was a very effective, one of the best contact hitters in the game. Won quite a bit of band titles. He won 1 year, three in a row. And then the 1 year from 94 to 97, he won four in a row, with the highest being 394. One of the closest hitters to get to close to 400 winning the batting title. Another one for the Miracle League is Joe Ma with 365, I believe. But yeah, strikeouts. This dude does not strike out a lot. He's one of the
Hmm.
best patient hitters at the plate. He only struck out 434 times. His average in that 20 years is 29 a year.
Hmm.
He got what more times did he strike out? And that's the reason why his on base is so high as well. And that's the reason
Hmm.
why he's at number 39.
Sweet. My 39 is currently an active pitcher. Hurt this year, but still very good player. That being Max Scherzer. I remember, gosh, probably about 5 to 10 years ago or so when Max Scherzer looked like the best pitcher on the planet and maybe one of the best pitchers I've ever seen. Three-time Cy Young, two-time World Series, eight-time All-Star. Um, he had an extremely dominant run, really from 2013 to
Mhm.
2021, where he was the best pitcher on the planet and just unbelievable numbers, unbelievable control, command, and really, someone that you could really just plug into the top of your rotation and that you have like a true ace and a true, workhorse. Also, he pitched over 200 innings from 2013 to 2018, which, rarely happens anymore. He's had some recent injury struggles, but to be fair, he is getting into his upper 30s, but he was still very effective in like 2021 and 2022 and parts of 2023 as well, getting into his 36, 37, and 38 seasons. Really just a pitcher that has extreme control and extreme strikeout numbers as well. He had 300 strikeouts in 2018, which is pretty insane to think about for a starting pitcher, and just his level of consistency and just how he was feared by opposing hitters. So I definitely think that, he's got 1 or 2 more years still in him. So maybe he could climb my list by the time it's all said and done. But Max Scherzer makes the list,
So
number
yeah, Max was gonna be
39.
my list. Well, he was at 69.
Mm-hmm.
So number 38. He won World Series this year with 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 his new team. He's a two-way player. He's a pitcher and a hitter. Shohei Ohtani at number 38.
Mm-hmm.
This, this dude is basically like Babe Ruth, but better. Here's why better. Here's why. As a pitcher, if you look at Babe Ruth's stats, and if you see it, he had like a lot of walks. And the thing is, yeah, back in the days, he didn't throw as hard, but the thing is, his control was bad. Ohtani's control as a pitcher is more effective. He's a lot better pitcher than as a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like back in the day, you basically got to choose because pitchers in the American League really didn't hit because rules changed. But he's one of those, so they have him as a DH, so he can hit and pitch regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good for Ohtani because he went to the National League when they had the new DH rule,
Mm-hmm.
which is good for him. And the thing is, I'm seeing this, if Babe Ruth stick to as a pitcher, he would not have 714 home runs.
I mean, very fair, yeah.
We don't know what number he would have gotten, but I don't think he would have broke 300.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. So, Ohtani at 38. Future Hall of
All right.
Fame.
What was that?
Future Hall of Famer.
Oh, yep. My 38, one of the best defensive players, or arguably the best defensive player in MLB history. Um, this was a player that was hard to rank, and I remember when I was making my list, I really didn't know where to put him, and then I had him way down, and then I put him way up. That being Ozzie Smith, the glove,
Oh, Ozzie
longtime
Smith.
St. Louis, yeah, longtime St. Louis Cardinal. He's an extremely good defensive player. And I think that's something, especially in MLB, that really goes unnoticed or a lot of people are unaware of. But just how good he was. 13-time Gold Glove, just unbelievable in the middle, infield, really breaking up double play or like creating double plays, getting outs, and really putting his team in position, and helping his pitchers out with his defense, which I think is really something that uh, goes unnoticed, and it really doesn't impact the overall box score. But like when you dig deeper
Mhm.
into the statistics, it's really something that you can find where like there's second basemen and shortstops where you can really see like a difference in that. Like with Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was a horrible defender, but he's a much better hitter than Ozzie Smith. So it's really hard to rank. And kind of leading into that on the
Yeah.
batting side, Ozzie Smith isn't a bad hitter by any means, but I'd say he's average, or slightly below average. He didn't have power. He got on base a little bit above average. For his entire career, he's a slightly below average hitter, but he has had some seasons where he's been above average. But his defense is so far like above his hitting, where his hitting being like slightly below average doesn't hinder him like in the overall picture. Well-deserved Hall of Famer, 15-time All-Star, and he was able to turn a 19-year career out of this while still maintaining a high level. So because of all of that, very hard player to rank, but Ozzie Smith does come in at 38.
It's excellent, excellent. So number 37, this guy he did Sunday Night Baseball for a very long time. Um, I remember him. He was in 2K Sports as one of the announcers. You should know I'm talking about Mr. Joe Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Had a very good career. Um, he was a two-time MVP. He two-time World Series, 10-time also, five-time Gold Glove, also MVP, Silver Slugger one time, Player of the Year twice,
Mm-hmm.
played with a couple teams. A reasonably a mid hitter. Bat he had a career average of 271, 268 career home runs, and six triples, 449 doubles, 2517 hits. But he walked quite a bit. He walked 1,865 compared to his 1,015 strikeouts. So that helped him get to the Hall of Fame, I believe. But overall, his on base percentage is really high, almost at 400, 392 he finishes his career. And that's why he's
Mm-hmm.
at number 37.
All right. My number 37, career Philadelphia Philly for 18 years. Mike Schmidt, three-time MVP, six-time Silver Slugger, 12-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove award winner, over 500 home runs, really good power bat, throughout the 70s and 80s for the Phillies. So really kind of in two different eras, almost in a sense in MLB. Um, uh, Fairly good batting average. Walked quite a bit. Did have a fair amount of strikeouts as power hitters do, but not like to the degree as like some others that we've seen. Very good defense as well. And just really, especially like during the middle of his career, definitely the best hitter, like or arguably one of if not the best hitter in the entire MLB. Very consistent, really good power bat, and definitely someone that you would want in the middle of your lineup. So because of that, and those three MVPs, which is pretty rare to get, from what we've seen before on our list, he makes the list here at 37.
Now,
36, Joe, who we got?
36, his career got cut short by a couple years. I think he signed a contract too. Um, he was through the Twins and with the 87-91. He was a big part of that team. He was one of the best outfielders in the Twins history. One of the probably, do I put him better in center field than Mr. Torrey Hunter? That's tough. Um, I don't know, but you know I'm talking about. It's Mr. Kirby Puckett.
Mm,
Kirby Puckett won two World Series. So he's been his whole career with the Twins organization. He had a career batting average 318. He was a 10-time All-Star. ALCS MVP, also MVP. Roberto Clemente Award winner, batting title, two-time World Series, six-time Gold Glove, 2304 career hits, 27 career home runs, 318 batting average. Only played 12 years in the league, and getting over 2,300 in 12 years is not bad. And the thing is, his last year, he played 137 games, so 25 games. I were cut short, and it's little good as that in that amount of time. 23 home runs, 99 RBIs. He was batting at 314 with
hmm
89 strikeouts and 56 walks. So I think his career got short because when he got hit by that pitch right there that had with right in the temple, right in the I think in the right side that cost him. Wait, yeah, in the left side, I think that cost him to cut his career short. But he would have probably got 30 home runs that year easily. And that's why number Curry Pookies at number 36.
All right. My 36, um, kind of he's kind of the opposite of Ozzie Smith in a sense where he's a really good batter, but a below average fielder and defender. That being Frank Robinson, played for Cincinnati and Baltimore and Cleveland from 1956 to 1976. 586 home runs, which is very impressive over a 21-year career. Very above average hitter,
Wait, how many
two-time
years?
MVP, 14-time All-Star, two-time World Series, and one-time World Series MVP. Again, kind of a hard player to rank because, his defense isn't very good, but I think just offensively that really makes up for it. Um, kind of a why he's ahead of Mike Schmidt is because like he's just that much better of a
Oh,
batter
you said Frank
or
Robinson,
of a
right?
hitter. What's that?
You said Frank Robinson, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Just that much better of a hitter than he was, and he did struggle defensively, but that's it. He was slightly below average, but never like horrible by any means. Really big slugger, and slightly better batting average and slightly better strikeout numbers than we saw a little bit ago from Mike Schmidt as well. So a little bit more disciplined. So that's kind of why he's ahead of Mike Schmidt and why he lands at 36.
All right, number 35. I was crushing about this when I was doing my list. Whether or not he deserves to be on the list of what he did. And he knew what he was doing at the time, too. And I give you a hint. I'm going to give you the teams where he played for. Everyone, before I say the name, let me know down in the comments at number 35 what I'm talking about. So this is what he did. So I go first to tell you what he did. So he played with the Reds, the Phillies, Montreal, and then back to with the Reds. And he now I'm gonna tell you what he did. He did some gambling. He was betting in the sport of baseball, which is a big no-no because it can get you into a trouble in a lifetime ban. But now, because they have a rule, I think in spring training, when you go into the locker rooms, they will have in every single language there is, right? Like no matter like what part of the world you come from, like because baseball people come all over the place to play baseball in the Major League Baseball, like United States, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Germany, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and the thing is, they will have and there's no excuse for it too. But obviously, they will have it. Um, your interpreter, if you, which is good. Which I like how sports have interpreters to
Mm-hmm.
help people like understand the question more so they can rephrase the question or have trouble understanding, which is good. But now this is P Rose we're talking about. P Rose know what he was doing at the time. He knew it was wrong, but he decided to do it. And that's the reason why he's now in the Hall of Fame. Because you bet on baseball. We just got another athlete who just got banned life in the NBA. And now,
Mm-hmm.
do I think that P Rose should be in the Hall of Fame? Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Me? I mean, I probably lean towards yes.
Okay.
I think it's tough because I don't now granted I don't fully know exactly how long and how many games he bet on, but I feel like
Yep.
that's less severe than PEDs.
Yep.
I think that's like a step below. I don't see it as a super big in or as big of an infringement. And I think it's kind of weird too how like, you know, nothing's gonna happen to Shohei Ohtani probably for like that whole scandal because he's like Shohei Ohtani. But
Yep.
if it happens to some random MLB or random NBA player, like, he's kicked out for life. So I think
Yep.
that's a topic for another video to kind of dive into
Yes, I
more, but I
agree.
definitely think it's kind of weird how
It
because like
is.
Shohei Ohtani's like been around here for quite a bit and like
Oh, what he
he
went through the beginning of the year
he
with the
knows what he's
Twitter.
doing.
Yep. And the thing is, for me,
But I digress.
If they do, you
That's
gotta
another
you,
longer topic.
yes, it's another topic for another video. But if you do, we can talk more about this in another video. You gotta let Shooter Joe Jackson in as well,
That's fair, yeah.
even though he did nothing wrong. He was having part of it, but they still kick him out. But like you said,
Well, we'll
another
we'll have
topic.
to we'll have to discuss that.
It's another video for another day. Okay,
Yes.
probably after this top 100, we need to do it. Um, so that's the reason why P Rose is number 35. He has the most career hits all throughout baseball with like over he has over 4,000 career hits. That's the reason he's at number 35. What's his number 35?
We got Tom Seaver,
Ooh,
three-time Cy Young, three-time ERA title, one of the first New York Mets, and probably one of the best New York Mets. Mets, Reds, White Sox, and Boston for a year. 20-year career and very effective throughout. His prime kind of came in the late 60s to early 70s. Extremely dominant pitcher. Won the first World Series with the Mets in 1969, and really like a top line, top of the rotation pitcher. Um, really didn't walk a whole lot of people, didn't give up a whole lot of home runs. Really good whip, and just a very good pitcher throughout his career, even into his 40s, where he was able to be an above average pitcher. So, because of that, and because he's able to sustain, his excellence, into his 40s, that's why he ranks here and slightly above Max Scherzer as well. All right, 34, Joe. Who
yeah,
you
you
got?
gotta. I was at top in my list, but you gotta wait and find out where exactly he's on my list. Number 34, Mr. Jimmy Fox. So Jimmy Fox played with I'm not sure he. Let me look. I'm gonna look at his stats real quick. But he was
Hmm.
nicknamed the Double X. He was the first third in the catcher. He played with the Philadelphia Athletics,
Hmm.
Boston, the Cubs, the Phillies. And yeah, he had 534 career home runs, 46 career hits. He batted 325 lifetime, which is really good.
Hmm.
Three-time MVP, a Triple Crown winner, a nine-time All-Star, a two-time World Series champion, and a two-time band title. Well deserved in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, walked more than the time he struck out, and that's the reason why he's at number 34.
All right, sweet. At my 34, we have another relief pitcher, this time Trevor Hoffman, longtime San Diego Padre. He started off with Florida Marlins and then he finished his career with Milwaukee, but very well known for being on the Padres. Over 600 saves, and that's kind of the main
He's
reason
number two, right?
he's
Behind
on here.
Rivera.
What's that?
He's number two behind Rivera, right?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Mariano Rivera is yet to come on the list.
Yes.
But Trevor Hoffman, over 600 saves, very effective throughout his career. Even in his 2009 season when he was 41, 1.83 ERA and 37 saves, which is really good. Um, Sustained excellence and having a really good reliever, I think, or a really good closer is something a lot of teams take for granted. So I think any team today would take a Trevor Hoffman. And relief pitchers, while they don't pitch a whole lot, they're still very important and very effective as well. So that's why he lands at 34. All
All right, here we go.
right, 33.
He was a lifetime Yankee. He was a lifetime Yankee. He led the league twice in home runs. He have the no this record will never be broken. He has the most consecutive hits, 50 with 56 consecutive games with a hit. Mr. Joe DiMaggio,
Mm-hmm.
well player. He played with, the Yankees in their, for time with the murderous row with Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. Well,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that was around that time with. He didn't play with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, I don't think. Lou Gehrig he did. Turner Laundrie, Frankie Crescenta, George Siluric, but now with Babe Ruth. That's after his time. But that's why he's
Yep.
at number 33.
All right. My 33, kind of an interesting player to rank. Again, I feel like I keep saying this, but I mean, it's so tough when baseball's been, a sport for over 100 years. How do you, compare and contrast these people? But I got Roberto Clemente, long
Roberto
time hit,
Clemente.
indeed, long time Pittsburgh Pirate. Pretty good contact in hitter, but he had some power as well. Really speedy. He had like a fair amount of triples, fair amount of stolen bases as well. Pretty good defender. He's kind of a good mix of everything of like a little bit of power, a little bit of speed, good defense, good contact hitting. One-time MVP, 15-time All-Star, 12-time Gold Glove, and four-time batting title. So I think that really shows that he excels at a lot of different aspects of being a baseball player, and he's above average at all of that. Um, so because of all of that, that is why he lands at number 33. Who
So
you got though at
I'm not
32?
sure I talk about this player again in this video. I mean, in the during this series.
Mm-hmm.
He played with the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers, and they moved to LA and the Los Angeles Dodgers. They beat the Twins in the 1965 World Series.
I think we might have mentioned him a little bit earlier.
I'm not sure you did or I did.
Okay.
So if I did, I will cover in another the next list, the next set of people, and I will if I did mention before, then I'll choose someone else. But his beginning his years, he struggled. But his last 5 years, I believe that's what got him to the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Because he led the league in his last 5 years in the ERA. And he led the league in his last that 3 of the last 5 years. He led in the wins and with strikeouts. Same thing. Last 3 of the last 5 years. In that 4 year span, he won it 3 times. Each one of them, when he won that strikeouts, was over 300 Ks. So that's the reason why I think he got into the Hall of Fame. He finished his career with 2,396 career strikeouts, and that's why Sandy Koufax is number 32.
There we go. My 32, a little bit of an older player, kind of right on the limit of like how far back I'm considering players. He started his career in 1907. I kind of had a rule when making the list that if you played before 1900, you weren't going to make the list, no matter what, just because that was such a different time.
Too
But
easy.
he's kind of right on the border. He played for Boston and Cleveland. I did not know about this player, but before doing my research, it is a center fielder named Tris Speaker. So Tris Speaker,
Woo!
22-year career, and in those 22 years, his career batting average is 345. 345 career batting average over a 22-year career. Now, granted, this is like the early 1900s, so offense was a lot different. But he still holds the record to this day, despite not playing for about 100 years. He still holds the record today for the most career doubles, at 792. Fairly good home run numbers.
Yeah,
A
because the
lot of
common
triples.
grounds.
Yeah, a lot of triples as well. 3,500 hits. Really above average hitter,
How many
like for
triples he
his time
got?
period. Huh?
How many triples?
What?
Triples.
Huh? Yeah.
Triples.
So he's an above average hitter, like even for his time, which I think is really important too. So like even if he's putting up these crazy numbers, he's still like being above average, like for this time period in the 1910s and 1920s. Um, Kind of an average defender, but offensively, that's where he really shined.
How many triples have
And
you got?
what he got 222 in his
Wow.
career,
Is
which
that
is
the
quite a bit.
league?
Yeah.
Is he also leading in that or no?
No, no. I don't know where he all-time career triples. Let me see if I can find it quick. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Uh, he is sixth all time. But this is kind of
Right.
the era too where like I'm pretty sure there was a rule like you could only win one MVP. That's kind of why Babe Ruth only has one MVP. And we'll talk about Babe Ruth uh quite a bit later, obviously. So
Yep.
if in the time period you could win more than one MVP, he would definitely have more. And they really didn't have the All-Star game back then as well, so his records and his accolades are kind of lacking,
No.
but nonetheless,
All right. So
very good hitter even for
we're
the
running out
era.
of time here on this Zoom session. So okay, this player, three-time MVP, 24-time All-Star, three-time World Series, seven-time batting title, two-time Player of the Year. He played. Wait, how he? Oh yeah. He played with 22 years, but he's a 25-time All-Star. I think they like some years they had like a double, like a maybe some class in a year, and so the end of the year class. I'm guessing for an All-Star. I'm not sure. That's another thing we can look into.
Interesting. Okay.
He finished his career with 3,630 career hits. No other than Sam Musial. He was an all-time
Mm,
colonel, and he served 1 year in the military.
very cool. So my
31.
31, controversial player, and I think someone that we'll talk about more in depth in a later video. That being Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens makes the list. Now, hard player to rank and difficult, but kind of my thought behind it was, obviously there's some cheating and some scandal that
Yep.
goes into it, but I think just his raw performance on the field outweighs that. Seven-time All-Star. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. Seven-time ERA
Oh,
title,
cheater.
one-time MVP. It's very hard to win the MVP as a pitcher, so that's holds a little bit more weight than like
Yeah,
batter
that is true.
MVPs. And then even into his 40s, like age 42 season with Houston, 1.87 ERA over 200 innings. This is in 2005, by the way. And only third on the Cy Young, which is pretty wild. I don't know. Well, I mean, that was when the Cy Young was based on wins, which is stupid, by the way. Pitcher wins are the worst stat ever in the major leagues. They do not mean anything. They do not matter. But this is uh, another video as well. But please, viewers, do not look at pitcher wins for if you're trying to make an argument. It's a horrible statistic. But moving on, really dominant
Yep.
throughout like the
30
80s,
seconds.
the 90s, the steroid era, and even into the 2000s as well. A lot of controversy with him, but I think the controversy does not outweigh the raw talent that he has.
All right.
So Roger Clemens, 31.
That will wrap up today's session. Thank you much for watching. We see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Deuces.